All right, this is your hints video for lesson 3.4, which is solving equations with multiplication and division. All right, I picked a few problems where we are solving using multiplication. So first, we have n divided by 1.6 equals 5. So on this equation, I'm going to multiply by 1.6 on both sides of the equation. That gives me n on the left, and then on the right, I need to do 1.6 times 5, which is 30, and then I do my 5, carry the 3. So I have 8.0, so n equals 8. And I can do a quick check of that by saying 8 divided by 1.6 equals 5. We can check that. 8 divided by 1.6 would be the same thing as 80 divided by 16. And hopefully it goes in 5 times. We kind of think here 5 times 10 is 50, and 5 times 6 is 30. So yes, that goes in exactly 5 times. All right, next I have negative 4.9f equals negative 3. I'm just going to rewrite this so that I can show my multiplication better. When I'm solving for f, when it's multiplied by a fraction, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'll multiply both sides by negative 9/4. That gives me f equals negative times negative is positive 27/4, which I can simplify to 6 and 3/4. 4 times 6 is 24. There's 3 left over. So f equals 6 and 3/4. I can do a quick check on that. I'm going to do negative 4/9. And this time I'm going to write f as an improper fraction, which was 27/4. And that equaled negative 3. I can simplify this before I multiply. I have common factors of 4 and common factors of 9. And I have negative 3 equals negative 3, which is correct. The next couple of problems, I'm going to write the word sentence as an equation and solve. So a number multiplied by 2/5. So that might look like 2/5 times n, the number, that's equal to 3/20. So that would be an example of the word sentence. And I can use any variable I want in there. So if you'd rather have x, or if Big Ideas would rather you have x, so we can go ahead and change that. And then to solve for x, I'm going to use a different color here. I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of 2/5, which is 5/2. So on the left side, I'm left with x. On the right, I can simplify here with a common factor of 5, and I have x equals 3/8. All right, my next one here, I have the quotient of a number and negative 1.5, so that's division, that's equal to 21. So you can write it like this with a division symbol, or you can write x over negative 1.5 equals 21. Either of those is fine. To solve that, though, we need to, let me use a different color here. We're going to multiply both sides by negative 1.5. So we get x equals, and then we can do 21 times 1.5, 0 placeholder. Put my decimal where it belongs, and I have negative 31.5. All right, and next it says a rock climber averages 2 3/5 feet per minute. How many feet does the rock climber climb in 30 minutes? All right, so in this one, I'm told that I have 12 3/5 feet per minute. And we're going to say that's equal to some number of feet divided by 30 minutes. So this is our equation. And then to solve the equation, we're going to multiply both sides by 30. And I have 12 3/5 times 30. I could keep this as a fraction, or I could change it to a decimal. I think I'll make it a decimal. 12 3/5 is 12.6. I'm going to multiply by 30. Put my 0 placeholder here. 6 plus 1 is 7. I've got my 3. My decimal's right here. So my number is 378 feet. All right, now for number 35, we have a stock has a return of $1.26 per day. Write and solve an equation to find the number of days that it will take to get a total return of negative 10.08. So this will be negative 1.26 times however many days equals negative 10.08. So to solve this, I just need to divide both sides by negative 1.26. Oops. 1.26. And I see I have a negative divided by a negative, and I could rewrite this as 1,008 divided by 126. And I think that's going to go in exactly 8 times. So this will be 8 days. All right, then we have an election example. In a school election, 3/4 of the students vote, and there are 1,464 ballots. Write an equation to find the number of students. So 3/4 of the students vote. Of means I'm multiplying. So this is 3/4 times x equals our total number of ballots. So when I solve this, I would expect to have more students than there were ballots, since only 3/4 of the students voted. So I'm going to solve this by multiplying by 4/3. And let's see, I might just take this 1464. I'm going to divide by 3 first. 3 goes into 12 4 times. Bring down my 6. 3 goes into 26 8 times. That's 24. And 3 goes into 24 8 times. So when I divide by 3, I get 488. So this is 488. Now I need to multiply by 4. Let me give myself a little space here. So now I'm going to do 488 times 4. I have 32. 32 plus 3 is 35. And 16 plus 3 is 19. So there are 1,952 students, which seems about right. I would expect there to be more than the number of ballots. All right, the last problem here, I'm given that the price of a bike at store A that's equal to 5/6 of the price at store B. And then I'm given that store A is selling the bike for $150.60. So I'm going to substitute that in for A in my equation, and I'm going to use that to solve for B. So I'm going to let you finish that up. Don't forget that once you solve for B, the question is, how much do you save by buying the bike at store A? So you need to see how much cheaper is the bike at store A compared to store B.